Perfect. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to share my screen. And a couple of the big things that we have, a couple of the big things that have been updated in TSS 9 is we have some additional features in Word, and then we have quite a few new features in Tiger Designer. So with everybody that's using TSS, do you mostly use Word or Tiger Designer? Um, Both. Awesome. This is great. We've got a talkative group today. Um, so perfect. We'll go over both and Word usually. Okay, cool. So the first new thing that we have in Word is when we have page numbers on there. Uh, you can now switch it over to be inline. So if you go into your profile settings under the Tiger menu and click Open on your profile, and then Document Settings, which is the last tab here, you can check the box to show original page numbers, and it will remove the original headers. And then the new box here that we have is show Braille page numbers inline. So traditionally in the past, we've had page numbers, but they show up on their own line. And so now with this checked, we have um, we have the page numbers that show up inline. So quick. I'm going to add some text here. Let's see. Make sure that we get enough that ah, perfect. Okay. So if we so now that we have text here, we can go to the Tiger. Oh, we want to add the page numbers. So down here to the footer and insert page number. We're going to do on the bottom of the page. And then when we translate it, we can go to the Tiger menu and click Translate Document. It'll ask us to save it. So I'm going to save this to my desktop. Save. Normally, hold on, we'll reload the original document. Save. Back to the Tiger menu because that it showed up at the bottom there. That's how it normally. Translate. So here we have it. It's displaying an ASCII Braille right now, but we'll have the page number shows up in line with some spaces. This is it's I get more of an industry standard to have it display that way for the page numbers. So that's one new feature that we have for Word in the Tiger Software Suite 9. The other one that we get a lot of requests for. So we have support for math type and Microsoft Excel equations. So we're going to open a new Word document. And if we go to insert, and we can insert the equation, do the drop down here. And Let's pick a good equation here. So when we have the equation inserted, we can go over to Tiger tab and hit Translate Document. Save this to desktop again. And that will translate the equations using the native native equations from within Word. We had to use math type, and you can still use math type the same. This is it's just another way that you can start using equations and translate that as well. Also,
sorry, are you sharing your screen? Because I can see you, but I can't see your screen.
you can see my screen, or you cannot see my screen?
I see you with your background, but when you explain what you're doing,
oh,
I can't see that.
Can anybody see my screen or what I'm showing? I see both, Tanya.
Okay, maybe it's on my side. I'm sorry. I will look.
No,
I just wanted to make sure.
Okay. Can I get just? I can see your screen fine. Okay, cool.
Okay, good.
Okay, cool. Thank you. Okay, so we have the page numbers inserted in the last line. We have math type, which we've always had, but now we have the Microsoft equations that can be translated as well. We also have the ability to so we are the equation's correct because in the last part I have found that the equations insert the wrong signs. There was an issue on one of those. We're working out the issue for the symbol on that. And so there is a couple little hiccups that we should have resolved here this week on that. Thank you, Danielle. The other one too is, so under the Tiger menu, inside your profile, we now have the option to generate Braille with MathCat, or MathCat or LibLewis. It's always been, we've always had LibLewis, but now you can check the box to have it translate with using MathCat instead. Same as it used to be, you can select whether you would like to do the math translations for UEB Technical, Nemeth. There's several different ones. The two most common are either Nemeth or UEB Technical. Perfect. Let's open up Tiger Designer here. Okay, so with Tiger Designer, we have a lot of things that we have updated in Tiger Designer. First off is the ability to draw objects. This has been great because it will allow you to draw the objects and also edit objects throughout the whole process. So if you go into Tools and Objects, we have a lot of different objects that you can use. So starting off with the line, if you just click, it will generate an object with a line in it. In the past, if you wanted to draw a line, you had to click on the line tool, and you can still do this where you draw the line. But once that line is drawn, there's not a lot of editing that can be done with it. So I'm going to hit Control Z here to undo that. And let's see. So if I go back to my select tool, I can select my object here. This is the nice part about the object is we have a lot of different things we can do with it. By dragging this, it resizes the object. We can also click on the rotate, and we can rotate the object. And then so a line is a pretty basic object, but we can click on this and drag it around. We also have several different objects as well. So the arrow, it's very similar to the line. You can rotate it and resize this. So let's take. Sometimes there's some sort of a an angle or something like that that you want to redraw. Um, we can layer objects on top of each other uh, and resize them as well. Let's get into a little bit more. Actually, let's cover all the objects here. So we have the pin object, um, which is similar to the other ones. You can also rotate that as well, and resize that. Some of the other objects are a little more complicated. So let's take the ellipse, which is a pretty good one here. We're going to make the we're going to make the ellipse. So it's a circle to start with. But we have a couple different corner features on here. So we have the rotate, which you're not going to notice much of a difference in the rotate on an ellipse to start with. But we also have the ability to change the amount of the circle that's shown here. And then when you start using the rotate feature, it'll be a lot more noticeable. The other thing too is the bottom line is to resize it. And the right side of the object, you can adjust this, and this will change that from either a circle to more of an ellipse shape. And all of this stuff can be edited. You can click off it, move other objects around, click back on the object, move that. So if we wanted to, let's say we're trying to design I don't know, trying to make an ice cream cone or something and then you can click on the object and hit delete. Same thing with the tools, objects. We have the rectangle tool as well. Comes out as a square. And you can rotate this or resize this. And this one does not have the ability to cut out part of the circle on it, but you could change this to a diamond shape if you wanted to. I think the last one we have is the triangle. As of right now, it's there's only we don't have the ability to do like a right triangle natively, but with the lines you can create that. So you can adjust the width of the triangle and also rotate it as well. So several new objects. I think this is a very cool new feature to be able to add things to your tactographics as well. So we have, yes, so the design, let's go ahead and remove some of these objects here, and we're going to start playing around with some of the new selection tools. So let's say that you have let's say you have the fill rectangle box, and I'm going to select a lower dot height on this one. And so I'm going to do a fill rectangle here, and then I'm also going to do a bordered rectangle with a higher dot height. So we've had this selection tool here for a long time. And we've also had these select rectangles. So if you want to select part of this, you can Control X, Control V, and we can move this stuff around. But let's say that, so now we have the magic wand tool, which we can select parts of an image based off of the dot heights. So let's say that we wanted to get rid of this inner part of that. Let's grab the selection tool. Oop, hold on. Some of these work No. Some of these work better with Tiger over the Tiger Plus. Let's do the oops. This here. And then so with the magic wand tool, we can select the inner portion of that and then, Control X to cut it or, um, whatever you want to do, but you can select that portion. And then maybe, if you're making like a Venn diagram or something, you can, um, change the dot heights on that or something. So there's the magic wand selection tool. It's pretty nice on there as well. Um, so
Wait,
we have an
sorry.
all new.
We have somebody who's raised their hand. I don't know if you said that we're going to do questions afterwards or if
Yeah.
we want to
So
let that person ask.
yeah, if you have a question, go ahead and just throw it in the chat, and I'll do my best to answer those questions as we go. Let's see. So we have an all new Braille Braille label. Um, oh, perfect. Thank you, Nancy. Um, so uh, when adding Braille in the past, it used to just give you the option to type in the text, and all you would get at it, and it would translate into grade one. Now with this, I have Bart on there from the last time I used this, but um, so I can say hello, and this will. So this is grade two Braille. You can change this on the fly from grade one. Um, Grade one to grade two, and you can see the Braille change there. Um, and then it has the orientation that it's always had. I'm going to go and say insert, and then we can move our Braille label around as well to have that added. The other thing too, let me go back. We're going to make mentioning Bart. We're going to go ahead and make uh, a Bart image here, and we're going to modify this a little bit in Word, and then we're going to create it in Word, and then um, bring it back to Tiger Designer to show some of the new features with editing text. Uh, so from within Word, you can click on Insert, Pictures, go to the Online Pictures, Art, Simpson. This is Art. Let's just do this one. Perfect. So we have Bart. Resize this. I'm going to take the text out. And then I am going to just go File, Print. Right now I have this set up for the Color and Connect print to file. So we're going to go ahead and say print on this. Call this Bart. Save this to the desktop. Okay, so uh, we have the ink image, and then we have the tactile image here. And right now we don't have the uh, patterns turned on. So if I want to add a label to this, I can add a label at the top. Let's say Bart, insert, and we can add the image or add the Braille to this at the top. Um, on the ink, oops, on the ink side, in the past, you haven't been able to add text to that. So we can now add text to the ink side. as well by using this little A Braille label. Works just like the Braille edition. So you can add Bart, uh, which is a pretty cool new feature to be able to add text on the ink side after the tactographic has already been created. Um, the other one is let's say that we have a the image of Bart, and we want to clean this up a little bit. One of the new things we've added is the ability to remove dots based off of the dot height. So usually the way that I would use this is you can select certain parts of that, and it's based off of whatever is selected. So we could select all of Bart if we wanted to. Um, so if we select all of Bart, we can go up here. And trackpad got the best of me there. Okay, and we can go up to the tool. We're going to go to the dots menu, and we can say remove dots. Now it's going to ask us what dot height we want. So right now, you'll notice all of them are bold except for text. So this shows which dots are present in the selection. We don't have any of the blue text dots here present in this one. I didn't select the Bart up top. So you can start to remove some of these dot heights to hopefully clear up the image a little bit more. So let's start removing some of the lower dot heights, and we'll see what that does. So that here kind of pulled some of the lighter shadow off of his face here. Go back up, say dots, remove dots. Let's pull out dot height 2 as well. That kind of changed it, but it took it off of his skateboard as well. And I don't know if I necessarily wanted that to leave his skateboard. So you can select specific parts of the image. Let's say that we want to do his face here. We can select just his face. Tools, dots, tools, dots, remove dots, dot height 1, remove dots, do dot height 2. Let's do tools, dots, remove dot height 3. I don't know if that's exactly what I was going for, but you can see how that would be kind of beneficial to do that to help maybe clear up an image that's not as easy to read. So yeah, the ability to remove dots is a really cool new feature based off of selections. The other one we have is, let's see here. So when you create, we're going to close out of this. We'll open up a new Tiger Designer. So this one here, I created a page that was I created a page that was 8.5 by 11. For some reason, let's say you create a tactile graphic. Actually, let's use Bart again. I'm going to minimize this. We're going to bring Bart back. So you can go into pages and do page layout now. And so in the past, it used to be once it was created, you couldn't change the page size. So let's say this is 11.5 by 11. Click OK, and that automatically changes the page size on the fly. So if you want to adjust that on the fly, you can, which is also another great feature. So if we go back to our blank document under Page now, Transform and Pages, we have different things that we can add. So if you want to add like a fold line, you can either add it to either this page or all pages, and it will add the dots there to make a nice fold line for you. You transform pages, add a horizontal fold line. And usually if you're going to make sometimes like a Braille card, like a greeting card or something, you can add these in there to help create the fold lines for you. We also have under pages, if you want to add a perforation line, you can add that. And so that'll add the line, um, and then you can move that perforation line wherever you want. So you can add that to a different spot if you'd like. Um, and while we're on pages, if you um, if you are printing with like a Delta or a Rogue sheet, um, and you need to adjust the ink alignment on there, we have now added a new tool that is under Tools, and it's Patterns, and then it's under the uh, ink emboss alignment. Uh, say no on this one. This is going to generate a new document for us. We can select the paper size. So I'm going to select 8.5 by 11. And this is going to have an ink sheet and then also the Braille sheet that will have the Braille marks line up here to let you know if you need to make any adjustments to be able to get those perfect uh, color uh, color and uh, tactile alignment there. Let's see what else. We have the other one too. So let's say we are um, this. We've also added the ability to so let's say we have an object. We have the ability to uh, edit the DPI on the fly. So if we have, we're gonna add an ellipse in here, make this bigger. So right now, I don't know what we have the DPI set to exactly in here, but we can go to edit to preferences. So we have it set to 17 DPI on here. Um, and so if you have some, like let's say that uh, let's say you want to change DPI to have it uh, a higher resolution. I wouldn't recommend doing it with the highest dot height because that can cause issues with the paper. But if we change this down to a lower dot height, go into preferences, and you can change the DPI on the fly as well. We're going to change this to 30. Click OK, and you'll notice nothing has changed. But if we create a new object, ellipse here, to a lower dot height. So this one has a lot higher resolution on that. If you have an object that's already created, um, any edit you make to that object will also change the DPI. So kind of a cool thing if you want to do um, like a filled object. Um, I would not try doing it with the highest dot height there, but it can be kind of a fun, useful tool that way. Um, and then the same thing with changing it back. So if we go to preferences, change this back to 17. Oops. Selection. And then so any edit, we'll change that back to 17 dpi. Same thing with So let me just double check here. So let's see, we have ink layer. Format size. I think, does anybody have any questions? Oh, wait, it looks like, how do you get the two images like that? Um, so Danielle, were you asking about the objects, or were you asking about the having the ink image and the tactile image? The ink and the tactile. So anytime that we have something that's print to one of our embossers that is set up for that, right now I have the demo as the Color Ink Connect, which is our newest embosser. When you go to print that, it will create the ink and the tactile image because that does two-in-one printing. Um, it will print both ink and tactile in the same file. Do you I guess out of everybody that's on the call, what embossers are you guys using? Pix Blaster, Tiger. Okay, perfect. So the Pix Blaster and Tiger will only do the tactile Premiere 100. Awesome. Um, so Spot Dot, Braille Track, great. Okay, cool. So we have a pretty wide variety of those. Max, awesome. Um, Spot Dot. So yeah, the Spot Dot, the Premiere. If you have the Premiere with the Ink Connect on it, that will do that. Um, Columbia. Okay, so we've got kind of a wide variety of stuff on here. Um, yeah, it's nice to see, the Braille track, the Pix Blaster, um, Columbia, the Rogue. So is it do you have the Rogue sheet or the Rogue track? And so we do have a little bit well, you guys are uh, we do have a little bit more time. Does anybody have any questions that they'd like to see maybe me go over something again? In Word, if you have three numbered math problems on consecutive lines, can you get just open Nemeth before the first problem or terminate after the third? Um, let me, I mean, so Sarah, your question here, I think you can, but that might be a better one-on-one question that I can go over. Awesome. What is MathCat? So MathCat's just a different library to use. Normally we use the LibLewis library. Um, it's a different library to be able to generate math braille. Um, but from my understanding, it's pretty popular. There's a lot of people that enjoy MathCat as well. So does anybody want to see anything again? Anybody have any questions or anything? Any favorite features that you can see being beneficial in what you're creating? Rotation of objects. Yeah, that's one of my favorites. My two favorites are the rotation of objects and then also the ability to remove the braille dots by height. I think that's going to be super beneficial. So before we wrap up the call, I do have so next week I'm going to cover the color ink connect with the Elite. We have that bundle, kind of going over how to use that and how to get the most out of the color ink connect with the Elite. Um, like we kind of went over a little bit today with some of the BART stuff. Let's see. So Danielle said, "Are you able to remove dots from just a specific part of the object?" Absolutely. So if we go back to BART here, um, you can use that with the selection tool. So if you want to select, let's say we want to edit just his being able to use word equations is a big step forward. Absolutely. We have a ton of people that are very excited about being able to do that and not having to buy math type. So let's say that we um, let's say that we want to remove the dot heights. Let's say I want to make his skateboard wheels easier to see. We go tools, dots, and then remove dots. I think these are, nope, it's not that dot height. Oops. Let's grab this one wheel here. Tools, dots, tools. Should my ink connect with my Premiere be able to have color as well? So the ink connect traditionally has been black ink only. The only embosser that we have had that is able to do color ink and Braille all in one pass has been the Spot Dot. We did see a lot of interest in the ability to do color ink, especially on a production level embosser like the Premiere or the Elite. Um, the Premiere has usually been paired with the Ink Connect because of the speed of the printing with ink and embossing. We did focus with the Color Ink Connect that we just released a lot on speed. So the Color Ink Connect is substantially faster than the traditional Ink Connect. And with that, we've paired that with the Elite. So we have the Elite plus the Color Ink Connect bundle that we've just released helps save a little bit of money on that purchase. We did have to do some changes to the Elite to be able to make that work. So unfortunately, if you have an Elite right now, the Color Ink Connect won't work with that. You'll have to upgrade to the newer version, but it's a great combo. So we'll remove some more dot heights here. And I don't know if that is exactly um, how do you assign a specific or how do you assign a color? Perfect. Okay, so it's a little bit more of just like a generic TSS question, like a pie chart. Um, so within uh, within Tiger Designer, you can go into the patterns and do pattern editor. So pattern editor will have all of these patterns down the side here, or all of these colors down the side. And so these are different patterns. And it shows based off of the pattern here, we have the diagonal pattern. It will give you a preview of what that pattern will look like, and it will show you the color hues that when it finds that color hue, it will display that pattern. Uh, with this on here, we have different colors uh, or different patterns for different colors. You can let's just make a pie chart real quick, and we'll do some pattern fun stuff. So the easiest way I have found to do this is if we go into the Tiger menu in Excel, I can say open the profile, and I want to go to page layout. I want to go to printer properties, and I'm going to go to the Tiger tab. in printer properties, and I want to apply patterns. And then so we have dogs, cats, fish. We're gonna make a pie chart of pets here. Let's see, 3 dogs, 2 cats, and somebody has 11 fish. So we go to insert pie chart. So we have different colors here on the pie chart. We're going to label this one as pets. And then going back to the Tiger menu, you can hit Translate Document. Oops, hold on. I got ahead of myself there. Let's move this to, let's move the chart to its own sheet. Move chart to a new sheet. There we go. So we have the chart here. We have the chart in Braille. So let's go ahead and Control P. We're going to print this. Print that to the rogue sheet. This will print a file, so it'll make a Tiger Designer file. I And so what this is going to do is it will look for colors based off of the hue of that, and then apply those patterns to that for those colors. So this automatically found the green and did the diagonal to the left. I don't know what exactly the colors were that we had on there. So we had green, blue, and orange, which makes this way easier for which makes it way easier for um, seeing the difference on the pie chart. Hopefully that, thank you. So let's take so this has patterns. It's sometimes it's difficult to select. Um, Sometimes it's difficult to select specific patterns in there because it's trying to go off of dot heights. But if you have, let's go back here to Tiger, translate doc. Oop, nope. You can use the pattern fill. It's probably so sometimes if it already has the pattern, it's sometimes difficult to get out of that because if we use the pattern fill on here, it can what changes. It doesn't it sees too many breaks on there because the resolution with that. But if you have, let's say you have a document here that has pie chart. A small one here. You can do the pattern editor in here and select one of these. And then by doing that, that's like the paint bucket. And so that will apply the paint bucket for specific patterns in there. Um, and then some of these are, so you can do different patterns. And sometimes it's nicer to select your own pattern. So depending on how you want to create that. Any other questions? Would you have been able to save your Excel pie chart as a PRN and then open it in Tire Designer? So the PRN is usually the. Are you asking how I would have done that? So usually when I do that, I do just save it as a PRN. So usually the PRNs are the print files. So when you go to print, I usually do print a file, and that will print the PRNs. Any other questions? Perfect. So next week I'll have a webinar. I'm going to send out an email tomorrow. Next week I'll have a webinar on the new Color Ink Connect. Tell us about this. Awesome. Oh. So next week we'll have one on the new Color Ink Connect and the Elite and some of the cool things you can do with Tire Designer. And then Jeff, yes, this is my dad's car. It's a 1932 Chevy. It's a Chevy Coupe, and it is it's a death trap. There's no seat belts. There's no power steering. There's no nothing. Uh, it's, uh, it's it's exactly as it looks. It's way too much fun. Way too dangerous. But anyways, yeah, look forward to seeing everybody on the webinar next week. My plan is Color Ink Connect and the Elite next week. The week after that, I have scheduled to do a TSS overview webinar. So yeah, we'll cover kind of the basics of TSS, and yeah, sounds great. See everybody here in the next couple weeks.
Thank you very much, Lloyd. And on our website, you can also schedule like a 30-minute one-on-one if you have any specific questions that you might want to go over, or if you have a specific example or something like that. So thank you so much.
Yes, exactly. Thank you.